Games in between them, though. There's none bigger than this man.
Kieren Perkins, of course, he's the world record holder, 14:41.66. He'd be ready for this. He's been waiting for it.
Pretty intense focus there. Maybe a bit of a wry grin, but very, very focused, Kieren Perkins.
The ovation, listen to it. Grant looks bemused by it.
Well, he still realises that Kieren is extremely popular. He still is the king, Kieren. But listen to that.
There's certainly a lot of Grant Hackett supporters in the crowd. Craig Stevens. Now, is he the man to upset the dream of Kieren Perkins? Trains with Doug Frost down in Sutherland Shire here in New South and Sydney. Looked pretty good in the heats, didn't he, Nicole?
He did look very, very good. His best time is 15:15, but if you go off Kowalski and what he said before, he's going to have to do a huge PB, Craig Stevens, to be in the running.
Kai Hurst, the Australian Ironman champion. Swum very well in the heats as well. The third of the Miami Club swimmers in this final. This is the fourth one, Daniel Lysart. Just got under the 16-minute barrier in the heats.
We were hoping to have a chat to Dennis Cottrell during the race, but he said, I need 8 sets of eyes. I've got 4 kids in there. I can't take all the splits down. So he's a very busy coach on pool deck. Richard Sweeting makes up the field in lane number 8. Didn't get into the 15 minutes in the heats. Hoping to do it tonight.
Perkins set the world record back in 1994. He went 14:41.66, and one of the features of that swim was his first 100. He went out in 54.81. Hackett's best time was the Pan Pacs here last year. He went out in 55.63. We'll keep you abreast of the comparisons through the 15 minutes that follows.
Take your marks.
The Olympic trial is underway. One of the moments of truth for the great Kieren Perkins. Sweeting in 8, Lysart in 7, Hurst in 6, Stevens in 5, Hackett in 4, top of the yellow lanes, Perkins next to him in 3, and then Penfold in 2 and Rackley in 1. So Perkins in the bodysuit and Hackett not. That's significant.
Yeah, Grant said that in the 400 metres freestyle, he felt a little bit of water under his full-length sharkskin suit, so he didn't really want to wear it for the whole distance, the 1500. It's a lot longer, but Perkins going for it with the suit. See what kind of difference it does make.
On their way back, second lap. 1,500 metres, 15 100s. They're coming up to complete the first of them. It is Hackett with Perkins an arm's length away. Already there are bodies length on the other 3 behind them. Penfold, Stevens and Hurst, and then Rackley, Lysart and Sweeting.
55. Hackett leading out just around about the same pace as his personal best. Now, Perkins, you would expect, would just go with him and try and stay with him over the first 300 or 400 metres. Very important for Craig Stevens not to lose touch of Perkins and Hackett as well. If he does, that's going to be very hard to come from behind. That
was also a good 100-metre split on the way through for Kieren Perkins, because when he set the world record, he was only at 54.81, and he's gone around there at around about 56. So that was a good indication for him too.
You notice Kieren Perkins actually swimming on the side of the lane. He's not swimming straight down the middle, so he's swimming on the side of the lane, maybe trying to get a little bit of drag. He's moving over in the centre now, but trying to get a little bit of drag off Grant Hackett.
Coming up to complete the second of the 100s, and Hackett has increased his lead. He's gone out to be more than a half a body length in front of Kieren. Let's look at the split time. It's 0.52 outside world time.
It's still a good split. It's faster than what he has gone through when he went 14:45, so he is on personal best time pace. And Kieren doing pretty well going with him. Now, he has to do this. I've spoken to Mr. Carew, Kieren's coach, and he has said that they want to go at Hackett in the first 400. They really want to try and stick with him. They feel that if they're with him with 400 or even 300 to go, there's a real chance that they could break him.
Hackett in front from Perkins by 1.33, and the half body length has now become a full body length. Now, let's have a look at the others. Stevens is back in lane 5. And he is in a level position with Stephen Penfold up in lane 2. And then we go back to Kai Hurst in lane 6. Rackley, Lysart and Sweeting. They're coming up to the end of 300. Another thing that I noticed looking at their personal bests, between the 400 and the 1,000, Perkins, his time was 1.5 seconds better at the 400, and as they came through 1,000, he was 5 seconds in front of Hackett's time. Then that tapered off to finish with a 4-second break. The point being that the middle 500 was easily the strongest for Kieren Perkins when he swam the world record in 94.
Yes, and Grant Hackett does swim his races a lot different to Kieren Perkins at times. In fact, his best times, he does swim a lot faster in the second half. Very important that Kieren Perkins tries to stay on Grant Hackett's feet here as close as possible, because as Hackett's dragging him along, the distance, the lead between Perkins and the other two swimmers, Craig Stevens and Stephen Penfold, is increasing even more.
Well, at this time, there is no worry. There is absolutely no doubt that Kieren Perkins is going to finish second and finish in front of Craig Stevens. The A qualifying time, that would not be a problem.
No, not at all. They're well and truly going to go under the A qualifying time. As we look at the split there, 3:52.04. So Grant Hackett is still on personal best time pace.
Hackett swimming inside his PB, but he's about 1.5 seconds outside Perkins' world record.
Well, he looks like he's getting into a pretty good groove right now, Rob. Grant Hackett looks like he's just really trying to cruise it out there, get into a good rhythm with his stroke.
Yes, he's just starting to build a little bit now, isn't he? Hackett likes to swim his races in 500-metre bursts. So the first 500 usually is the slowest, and then it just picks up, well, not slowest in time, but slowest in terms of the energy expends. It just picks up the intensity a little bit in the second 500, then really goes that last 500, and the last sort of 150 to 200 metres is almost a sprint. But Perkins doing very well to stay in touch with it.
Well, there's been little change in that margin. It was a body length and a half 100 metres ago, and here they come down now to complete 500 metres, and 3.02 outside world record. Not much difference in the margin between Hackett and Perkins. 500 metres gone.
At the moment, they're holding almost exactly 100s for the hundreds. Perkins dropping off just slightly. He's maybe 60.2, 60.3 for the hundreds at the moment. That should still be good enough to get him under that 15-minute mark, because he's opened up a bit of a gap over the first 300 or 400 in terms of that 1 minute per 100 cycle.
It's also interesting to see that Kieren is using a 6-beat kick most of the race. At this stage, he may tire towards the end of the race, but right now he's got a lot of white water and a lot of wash off his kick the whole way, which means that he is using his legs quite a lot. There's the 2-beat distance kick he's got going now, but every now and again he just puts in a spurt.
So let's have a look at Hackett in relation to his own PB at the end of 600 metres. He went 5:51.05 at the Pan Pacs, 5:51.05, which was his split for his best ever time. He's gone through in 5:52.49. So he's well and truly outside his own PB and further outside world record time.
At the 600-metre mark, look at the difference. It's almost 10 seconds now, the difference between Perkins and Craig Stevens. Now, Stevens' problem now is, as well as that distance he needs to bridge, he's swimming on his own. Stephen Penfold in lane 2 has dropped off, so Stevens has to swim this race on his own. It's going to be very difficult to bridge that gap.